Hi everyone, and welcome to episode number 236, I think, of the Karen Knits podcast. My name is Karen, and I'm coming to you from South Central Pennsylvania, where I live, where I work, where I knit and crochet sometimes, and get into all kinds of other crafting shenanigans. I'm so happy to have you here with me today. It is Saturday, December 7th, 2024, and it's a cold day out there. And I'm indoors all day, so that's fine. I don't care. So, we're in winter weather here. Colder temperatures, time to bring out the socks and sweaters, and as I'm sitting here just in a t-shirt. But it is time to bring out the woolly goodness. So if you're a new viewer here, thank you so much for coming by to check out my channel. I hope you enjoy it here and stick around and come back week after week, well right now day after day, to see what I'm up to and what kind of shenanigans I'm into. If you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back for another time to see what kind of nonsense I'm up to and what I'm doing, what I've finished and done since you last saw me. I'm so happy to have all of you here with me. I truly appreciate each and every one of you coming back here week after week to see what kind of shenanigans I'm into. So, if you've not yet subscribed, please take a moment and I never remember which side it's on. I don't remember if it's hiding under olive or if it's over on that side. I don't remember. I cannot remember. Anyway, if you have not yet subscribed, it would be wonderful if you did. It helps my little channel. It helps, and liking and subscribing helps YouTube to maybe push my video out a little bit more often, helps the algorithm to show me to more people. So I appreciate that so much. If you've been watching my Vlogmas videos, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I know not everyone has the time or the inclination to watch daily videos. I usually try to keep them under 10 minutes. Sometimes I go over, typically they're under 10 minutes. And my Vlogmas videos are mostly just showing you a few Advent things that I have, showing you the progress I've made day by day on my Advent knitting, and just a few little snippets of other things I get up to in the day. Some of those days it's really quiet and boring and I don't do much of anything. But that's my life a lot of the time. And I'm happy with that. I like it. So, knitting content for today. I haven't done any crochet. I need to get started on the second blankie for my friend's two little girls. I showed her a picture of the first one and she thought it looked fantastic. I saw her just this Monday. There was a group of people that through my husband's work that all got together. There's about a dozen or 16 of us that got together for supper, Christmas meal at a restaurant on Monday evening. So I got a chance to visit with her and chat with her a little bit. So she liked the look of the first blankie I had, the one that I've made for one of the daughters. And I need to get started on the second blanket. I'd like to get them both to her before Christmas. I'm not sure if that'll happen, but we'll see. So that is in the works. Trying to get that done. Just drinking water. It's about 2:30 in the afternoon. I've had 2 cups of tea already. That's more than I normally drink. So I'm good for tea. I'm good for caffeine for the day. So knitting. It's all Advent knitting today. That's all I've done all week. Sunday I got started on I continued on one of my Advent projects and I got started on my second one. So since I last saw you a week ago on my regular podcast, I've got 2 Advent knits on the go. The first one is using my Freckled Whimsy Advent skein of yarn. I don't have the tag with me. Serendipity. The colorway is called Merry and Bright, and it's the 24 stripe Advent yarn. So I've kept up with this. I had started the toe already because I'm doing the toe and heel and just a tiny bit at the top of the cuff will be done in bare. The rest of it I'm doing my two at a time toe up sort of shorty sock, and I start with one color and I'll go until I finish 24 colors, and then I'll do the last little bit in bare and call it done. And then I will start a second pair of socks where I will reverse the 24 colors. So the last color I use on the first pair of socks will be the first color on the second pair of socks. So without any further ado, so I'm just nattering away here, I was thinking it might be a shorter episode because I'm talking with you every day, but I've been talking for over 6 minutes and I already I haven't shown you anything yet. So anyway, if you don't want to see what the yarn looks like for the Freckled Whimsy advent calendar, you can skip ahead for a bit and come back when I do my second advent project. I have been keeping up with my Freckled Whimsy socks. I did the toes ahead of time in bare, and then on day 1 I did color 1. Day 2 I've done color 2, and so on. So what I typically do is when I get up in the morning, make myself a cup of tea, and I sit down for a little bit and sip my tea and knit that day's color. So here's what we have so far. I have the first 7 colors done and I love it. This is just so bright and gorgeous. Marion Bright is the name of the colorway. That's a very good name. Very, very good name. I think with these, I don't want to call it an oops or a regret, but it looks like the colors are going a dark and a light in pairs of colors. Well, when I looked at the beginning of this skein, there was a brighter blue, like a darker bright blue, and it wasn't the full length of the other colors. So I didn't want to have one skinny stripe and then continue on. So I didn't do the first blue. I snipped it and cast on, or started so that I was starting at the very beginning of the light blue. Then after I did a few days worth and I realized what was going on, I kind of wished I had started with the other blue. It'll be the last color at the top of my sock. That's fine. In hindsight, I should have started with the bright blue. I didn't. I'm not undoing it. I can't get that yarn attached back again. I'll take a little bit more off anyway. It's fine. It's all fine. I got a sneeze coming. You do not need to hear me sneeze on film. Okay, got that out of my system. Hopefully there's only one. So anyway, so those are my Freckled Whimsy advent socks. I will continue. I show you an update each morning when I open my advents for the day. I show you an update of what the current day's color is and what I've added on that day. So tomorrow I will show you, you can kind of see a little spoiler here, the next color coming in. And here you can see the next color coming in. But I will, tomorrow morning when I'm sipping a cup of tea before we head off to church, I will get the day 8. No, day 7. Today, what day? Hold on. I did, oh my gosh. My brain's going faster than my mouth is able to keep up with. Yeah, I will be adding day 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, I will be adding day 8 tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, and I will have a little clip in the morning where I show you what day 8 looks like. So when I'm sipping my cup of tea before we head off to church, I will get day 8 done. So, and I'll show you that then. And so next week I'll show you, I will have 14 colors by the time I see you next week. So I'll be well on the way, halfway through done the pair of socks. So my second project, my second advent project, I am using, I have an advent calendar from Felicity Yarn Studio, and the advent is called Monet in the Winter. and each of the colorways are inspired and motivated by several different Monet paintings that were all winter type paintings. So I can't remember when I bought this. I don't think I knew it was a fade or a type of fade when I ordered it. Maybe I did. I'm not sure. I honestly can't remember right now. But the yarns are a fade. I'm behind on this one. I'm perfectly fine with that. I am not going to stress myself out with trying to keep up. The Freckled Whimsy, I don't stress myself up. It's 4 or 5 rounds on a pair of socks. I can do that in a half hour, an hour, whatever. I'm sipping my coffee and scrolling through social media in the morning while I'm waking up and shaking out the cobwebs. So there's no pressure on the Freckled Whimsy socks. Those I'm not concerned about getting behind with those. The only time I'll slow down on those is when I have to add in the heel. And that won't be for several days yet. So that is fine. So I decided with my advent calendar, it's 24 20-gram skeins of yarn plus the full skein on the 25th of December. So I decided, after much humming and hawing over it, I decided I would make the Radvent cardigan. So it's a pattern by Amba O'Brien, and so far I'm glad I chose that. I'm enjoying how the colors are playing and how they're working out on this. I have the cuffs done, and I'm partway through day 3. It's the 7th. I am clearly quite a bit behind, and I don't care. I'll finish it maybe in December or January. I'll finish it when I finish it. I'm just enjoying the process of knitting. I should have a fair bit of time to work on it actually later today, which is nice. I've got not much of anything else specifically planned for today. We had a bunch of things we did this morning. We did a trip to the butcher's and picked up a bunch of different meat, so we had to get that all processed and into smaller Ziploc bags to portion it out and get it frozen. So we spent a while getting that done this morning. Then I got on the phone with a good friend of mine that we only chat about once a month or every 6 weeks. We're both talkers, so when I got off the phone today, I thought I was going to be filming this earlier, but by the time I got off the phone with my girlfriend, we had been on the phone for 10 minutes shy of 2 hours. I said we're both talkers. We can both talk. We lived close to each other when we were both in Maine. We worked together in Maine. We spent a lot of time together. We're both crafters. We both enjoy thrift shopping kind of stuff and craft stores. So we spent a lot of time. We got to be really, really good friends when we're there. She lives in Georgia now. I'm in Pennsylvania, so we chat on the phone. We've only seen each other a few times in person since we both moved separate directions, but it's all good. So I was planning on doing this about an hour to 2 hours earlier, but we got yakking and that went the morning. So anyway, oh good grief. I'm going to show you where I'm at with my Radvent cardigan. The pattern has you, let me just explain the drop first, and then I'll actually show you something in just a couple minutes. Hold on for just a couple minutes. So the Radvent cardigan, they have you do it's knit from one side to the middle, and then the other sleeve to the middle, and then you join it up in the middle. So you're going side to side. So they have you start with the cuff, then you do day 1, day 2, day 3, and so on up until you get to the middle, and then you go back and you start the second cuff. I'm pointing at things over here way off the screen. You start at the second cuff, and then you do day 25, 24, 23 until you get to the middle. I wanted this to be more symmetrical, and this was again before I had 100% figured out that the yarn I bought was a fade, or so far up to day 7 is a fade. So I wanted it to be symmetrical. So I did both of the cuffs. Right now I'm doing them 2 at a time on one long magic loop. I did both cuffs, and then I did day 1, then day 2, and now I'm on day 3. So I'm also planning on making the body of the sweater longer. I'm a big girl. I don't want to or don't need to wear a cropped sweater. I'd rather it comes down to closer to my hip than stopping just beyond my natural waistline. So I wanted it to be longer. So I'm figuring by doing both colors all the way to the side, my sections are going to be a little narrower across once you get to the body, because I'm planning on doing the body part from the underarm, or where the sleeves end. I plan on doing the body part probably twice as long as what the pattern calls for. I'll figure that out for sure more once I try on the sleeve and see where exactly the sleeve ends, because they're bat wing sleeves. So I want to see how far down my body that goes and see how much more length I need going down the body before I decide exactly how many to cast on for the extension. That's quite a few days down the road yet. I will not be at that until hopefully I'm at that point by next weekend. We'll see. So for real now, I'm going to show you something. So here is where I am now. So here's the pair of sleeves. So you can see a bit of a change between the colors, but it's quite subtle. So here's the first day, here's the second day, and then the third day switches back to a little bit more of the brownish, beigey colors. So that is where the sleeves are now. I have marked the end of each color with the light pink marker. So I'm going to keep doing that through the body, because initially when I was doing this, I couldn't see the distinction between day 1 and day 2. Now that I've got more of it done, I see more of a distinction between day 1 and day 2. Day 3 is almost halfway done. And then we'll just keep going, day 4, 5, 6, 7, and so on. A little stitch marker I made for myself, since it is the Christmas season. Although the metal on here is gold and my lobster clasp is silver, I don't care. So that's where I am with my Radvent cardigan. It looks kind of scrunchy and crinkly. It'll benefit from it. This will definitely benefit from blocking. But I am very much enjoying the knit. Once you get, right now I'm working in the round. Every second or so round, the row gets longer. Each quite frequently. Oh, my English is good today, isn't it? Anyway, so I'm enjoying that. Once you get to past the sleeves and you start doing the body portion, you're not in the round anymore. So you're doing 1 row knit, 1 row purl, so that you're doing the stockinette. So there will be some long rows of purl stitches, which I'm okay with. I honestly don't mind purling. I think it's just the way I tension my yarn and the way I do my purling. It's not a big deal. I don't mind purling at all. So hopefully I'll have quite a few more colors added to this by the time I see you next week. We'll see. You will see day by day. If you're watching my podcast or the vlogs every day, you will see a little bit more there. So other than that, not much else is new. We're getting towards the end of the school year. We have 1 week of classes left to go, and then the following week are final exams. So we're almost done. Almost done this semester. We're getting close to done. So that's going well. I'll be glad when the semester is done. I'm always, by the time I get to near the end of any semester, I'm ready for a break. So there's no difference there. So hopefully I'll get a fair bit of knitting this week done. We'll see. I don't think we have anything major planned this week coming up, unless I've forgotten something. The following week I have an appointment for a haircut and I have an appointment for a dental cleaning. And then we're into Christmas week. So other than that, I don't think there's a whole lot more. I've talked about a lot of the things I do day to day with my Vlogmas videos, so if you do want to watch those, they're available. I post them sometime late evening, but anywhere between 8 and midnight each night, whenever. It all depends on when I get the filming, editing, uploading and all that done. So those are out and available if you want to watch those, or if you have the time or inclination to watch those. Otherwise, I will post another regular podcast video next Saturday. And beyond that, I think I shall let you go. And I will see you guys either again later tonight for today's vlog, or I will see you in a week for my next podcast. Alrighty, take care everyone, and I will see you again very soon. Bye now.